Hello and welcome to my channel. I am so excited that you have found your way here. Whether you stumbled upon my videos by chance or are a dedicated subscriber, I am grateful for your support. On this channel, you will find animals video, psychology, and much more. And my hope is that my videos will entertain, educate, or inspire you in some way. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I can't wait to see where it takes us.
Today we are going to show you 12 symptoms that a cat is going to die. Death is a natural process that all living beings experience. Sometimes it can be difficult to perceive, especially in cats. As you may know, felines hardly show signs of pain or illness. So, how do I know if my cat is dying? Although there are some obvious and universal signs, we recommend reading these 12 symptoms that a cat is going to die, but it will also be very important to go to the veterinarian as soon as possible, to offer him a dignified ending as much as possible. Stick around until the end of the video to find out the number 1 symptom of this condition. Number 14, his personality changes. Access to health care, complete nutrition and good care has significantly increased the longevity of our cats. Currently we can find many felines that reach the age of 17 and even 20 years old. Therefore, it is not surprising that diseases appear that were not previously perceived by the owners, as is the case of senile dementia in cats. An obvious symptom that our partner is getting older is the onset of behavioral disorders, usually related to health status. It is common then to observe that he is irritable, that he performs unusual urination behaviors, or that he is especially depressed. Although these signs do not exclusively indicate that a cat is going to die, they do indicate that something is happening. 13. It doesn't get stuck. The loss of hygienic habits in a cat is a clear sign that something is happening to our feline. Although it is true that some cats devote more time than others to their personal grooming, it is a basic and primordial care for them. The total loss of this behavior indicates some kind of problem. We will also include in this section the neglect of other practices, such as marking on the post of scratching or rubbing furniture and objects with their body odor. 12. His vital signs are altered. The symptoms of a dying cat also include alterations in its vital signs. It is common to observe an abnormal heart rate, excessively high or low body temperature, and alterations in breathing. Below, we explain what are the vital signs of a healthy cat. Respiratory rate in cats, between 20 and 42 breaths per minute, RPM. Heart rate in cats, between 140 and 200 beats per minute, pp. Hair filling time. Pressure must be made on the mucous membranes to see how long it takes to recover the normal color, for example the mucous membranes of the mouth. The hair filling time of a cat should be less than 2 seconds. In the event of any alteration of the feline's vital signs, we must immediately go to a veterinary center, since it implies that the animal's life is compromised. 11. He suffers from a drop in temperature. The ideal body temperature for a cat is 38 to 39 degrees. Any temperature lower than that warns us that our feline may not be as healthy as we think. We must not forget that cats are animals that thermoregulate their own temperature through the pads of their paws and keeping their mouth open, so if they have a low temperature, something is wrong. If when you touch your cat you notice it's slightly cold, go to its nose and check if it is cold or not. Repeat the process with the pads on your paws. It is one of the most obvious symptoms that a cat is going to die, in addition to helping us detect a possible disease. 10. Stop eating. As we have mentioned before, it is not always easy to identify the symptoms of a sick cat. However, the appearance of diarrhea, seizures, vomiting, blood in the urine, or observing that our partner stops eating or drinking fluids are some of the things a cat does before it dies. It is true that an older cat does not eat as much as a young one, just as it happens with humans. Due to the lesser amount of energy his body has, he doesn't eat like he did when he was younger. Even so, if your feline does not accept food, even if it is his favorite food, you are in an emergency. Now that you know 5 symptoms that help you to know if my cat is dying, we are going to continue discovering others that may surprise you. If you are liking this content, do not forget to subscribe to continue bringing more videos like this. 9. Lose weight. Obviously, it is one of the symptoms of a cat dying that is related to the previous appearance. If our cat does not eat the same amount of food as before, his body will notice the lack of nutrients and calories. This means that we can see your ribs, lumbar vertebrae, or your pelvis much more marked. 8. He wants to be alone. Why do cats hide when they are sick? This behavior is also common in felines with a lot of fear. However, an animal that is close to death is vulnerable, so it is not surprising that many dying cats look for an isolated place to die, although it is a subjective aspect and that depends on the character of the feline in question. If you notice that your cat takes refuge somewhere and doesn't want to get out of there, maybe it's close to death. 7. He has bad breath. Also known as halitosis, bad breath in cats usually manifests itself when they eat things they shouldn't. Regardless of whether cat food has a more or less pleasant smell, a cat's breath will not smell the same way as that of a human. Despite this, if your cat is stalked by an illness, it is possible that his breath will get worse. 6. It rests excessively. How to know if my cat is going to die is also a little easier to find out if we see that he rests too much. We know that adult cats spend between 15 and 16 hours a day sleeping, which represents 70 to 75% of the total day. While it is true that puppy cats sleep more, up to 20 hours a day, when they are awake they look for all kinds of entertainment and snoop around them to entertain themselves. If you notice that your cat sleeps more hours than we indicated and when he is awake he has no energy, in addition to the fact that he does not play or look for you, he will probably have a health problem. Therefore, it is advisable to go to a veterinarian urgently. 5. You find a lump in his body. The presence of a lump in his body can be another symptom that your cat is going to die. Diseases that cause an uncontrolled division of cells in different parts of the body lead us to cancer in cats, which affects 1 in 5 cats. There are different types of cancer in cats, but some of them form what are called neoplasms or, commonly known as, lumps or tumors. 4. He doesn't use his sandbox as he did. In relation to the first sections that we have discussed, hygiene is one of the most important aspects for cats. They can't stand having the drinking trough and the feeder in a dirty place, for example, just as they need to have their sand clean to be able to do their needs. The point of the matter comes when we see that our adult cat does not use the sandbox in the same way as before, that is, that it has problems. If you see that your little feline does not go to his litter box to relieve himself, he may have a problem or illness that can lead him to death. 3. He is aggressive. Like the symptom of loneliness, aggression in cats is also a symptom that you are going to die quite subjective. Mainly, it depends on the character and personality of the little feline. It usually manifests itself when it suffers from a disease and, one of the symptoms of that disease, manifests itself in the form of pain. In addition, the pain can reach such a level that it causes disorientation, which can translate into not recognizing us at all and thinking that we are going to hurt him. 2. What to do if a cat is dying. In the face of any of these signs, it is best to contact the veterinarian immediately, since he is the only figure capable of really diagnosing what happens to your best friend, whether it is the proximity of death or an illness. The specialist will guide you on what decision to make. It is important to understand that if the animal is suffering a lot and suffers from pain, it may be advisable to evaluate euthanasia, so that it stops suffering. 1. What to do when a cat dies. The death of an animal is always a very painful process. In the midst of this whirlwind of feelings, you must consider what to do with the body, a difficult decision to make for some people. If your cat has died at the vet, the specialist will probably suggest incinerating the body in the same center, either with other animals or in private. On the contrary, if your cat has died at home, you can go to the vet or contact an animal funeral home directly, a generally cheaper option. You can also choose to bury the body in a special place for you. This article is merely informative. We do not have the power to prescribe veterinary treatments or make any type of diagnosis. We invite you to take your pet to the vet in case it has any type of condition or discomfort. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. See you in the next video.